Wednesday! Hi everyone, glad you could join us. It's a beautiful day. Ava's wearing her hoodie backwards. Why not?
Hi.
And Amelia's hanging out over here. She might join us later. But let's start off with the How Are You song, shall we? This time I'll try not to mess it up.
Right.
You gonna join us, Amelia? Here we go. This is my How Are You song. This is my How Do You Do song. And I'm so glad we are here. This is my I Miss You song. This is my High Five to You song. And I'm so glad we are here. And you know, Turt and Bit will come to visit. And I'm so glad we are here. One more time. This is my How Are You song. This is my How Do You Do song. And I'm so glad we are here. This is my I Miss You song. This is my High Five to You song. And I'm so glad we are here. And you know, Turt and Bit will come to visit. And I'm so glad we are here. Yes, I'm so glad we are here. We are so glad that you are here and that you can join us for the first Wednesday in August. Can't believe it's already August, but it's still beautiful out, so we can't bother that one bit. And since it is a beautiful August day, I would really like to know what's outside your window. So you guys go check it out, and I'll go check it out, and we'll come back and report. What do we see outside our window today? Cars. Cars, the sunshine. Grass is green.
Plants and vegetables.
We have plants and vegetables. Vadnesses see Dora's house and trees. Orange daylilies at Cedar Hills Farm. Slab cabin that Gramps has finished building, which is very exciting. Car getting a parking ticket. Oh no, too bad. Neighborhood kids are playing, jumping around their trampoline. And what did we see earlier? Actually, Gigi, our cat, spotted it outside our window.
We saw a rabbit.
We saw Bit, a nice fat Bit, was hanging outside in our neighbor's yard, and it was munching on something, and Gigi's tail was just twitching, and he wanted to go out there and chase it. It was very cute. Very cute to have that Bit out there. Although that Bit was more of a brown, our Bit is a white rabbit. So we are continuing our talk on the book of Proverbs, and we have two more Proverbs that we're going to be talking about today that are found between chapters 11 and 17. I read through all of them, and I found some that I thought were interesting and important. And we are going to turn things over to Bit. And remember our chicken character from last week? She's back again this week. She and Bit get into a conversation that has to do with how certain people hear information and how they decide to react to it. And that has to do with Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. I'll read it to you after the skit. But for now, Amelia and Ava need to get over and help me out with the Turt and Bit skit. Here we go. Looks like Bit is with the chicken outside in the park or something. All right. Bark, bark, bark. Oh no, what is to be done? the library last week. I introduced myself to you. I'm Bit. Huh? What? Oh, yes, Bit, the little rabbit. Well, we are about the same size, but oh no! I am in such a state. Can you believe the news I heard? Can you believe the state of things? I don't really know what you're talking about. You haven't heard? The sky is falling! The sky is falling! Oh, heaven help us all! Oh, that doesn't make any sense, Henrietta. Where did you hear that? Excuse me? Who told you that the sky was falling? What? It doesn't matter who. The sky is falling. That's what you should be worried about, not who told me. But Henrietta, it's important to consider who is telling you such ridiculous lies so that we can confront them and tell them how it scared you so much. Lie? There is no lie. They told me with a very serious face and very honest eyes and grand, scary gestures. Oh, it looked so truthful and honest. I have a fear for my life. The sky is falling. That is just not the case. Look up at the sky. Oh, no, I dare not. Don't be silly. You'll see that the sky is blue and there are fluffy white clouds moving slowly across it. There is nothing falling except perhaps an acorn from the oak tree over there. Oh, dear. This is such a terrible place to be. The sky is falling and the acorns are bouncing. Oh, we are not safe. I have to say this again. I have to ask, who told you that the sky was going to fall? Oh, dear. I don't rightly recall. Think, please, who stopped you and told you that the sky was falling? Well, I was walking home from the market. Yes, and my little cousin stopped me and was screaming that the sky was falling. Did you ask him where he found out about the falling sky news? No. Is your cousin an honest fellow? No. Does your cousin like to play jokes on you? Yes. Do you think that your cousin is playing a joke on you right now? Possibly. Henrietta, you must try to be a little less naive about things. Naive? You know, having a tendency toward believing anything that you hear. Instead, you should ask questions and consider if what you're being told makes sense, or if the person is just telling you, if they ask them or wonder to yourself if they have an honest reputation. My cousin does not have an honest reputation. Then you should probably not believe everything that he tells you. You make a good point, Bit. Thank you. All right. So that was Bit and Henrietta. And Henrietta thought the sky was falling because she heard it from her cousin. And instead of asking herself if that made sense, or thinking about whether or not her cousin is an honest type of person or likes to play jokes, she just believed it. She just said, the sky is falling. Whereas how did Bit handle the news? Ava? When she heard the sky was falling?
He was like, that doesn't make sense at all. It looks normal.
Yeah. And then she asked questions to Henrietta. She said, where did you hear this? Is this person that you're hearing it from honest? Does that make sense? So she helped Henrietta calm down and think through where she heard the information. So that skit I put together from Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. I'm going to read it to you right now. I need to find it. Okay. It says, the naive believe everything, but the prudent person considers their steps. So Henrietta in the skit, she was more naive. She just listened to it. She believed it just because she heard it. And she freaked out, and it became this huge thing, right? Whereas Bit thought about it first, considered whether or not it made sense, and made her decision based on that information. So that proverb is telling us that if we hear something, we should consider whether or not it makes sense, consider where the news came from, look around and make our own judgment before we go around saying that it's true. So that's what that proverb is all about. And that's a really good one for everyone, from all of us to news journalists, to political figures, to employees and employers everywhere. You have to be thinking for yourself before just taking someone's word for things. Now, if it's someone you really trust, like if Ava said something to me and it didn't sound ridiculous, I trust Ava, she doesn't lie to me, so I would probably believe it. I'd still ask some questions if it was something crazy. I'd say, why do you think the sky is falling? Well, I felt rain. Well, rain is falling.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was Proverbs 14, verse 15. And we are also going to be looking through Proverbs chapter 11, verses 25 through 26. Now, this is on a different part, a different look at the proverb, and I'll read that to you. That says, the generous man, I'm going to say, the generous person will be prosperous, and he who waters will himself be watered. He who withholds grain, people will curse him. So, we have Professor Gobbler with us this time to kind of explain that proverb about the generous man and the miserly man. So I am going to have Professor Gobbler join us and tell us about that proverb. I'll go get him. Now, Ava, you're going to help out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, is it time for me? Oh, it is my time. Oh, hello. Hello, Eva.
Hello.
It is good to see. And hello, Amelia. I am so glad to see you all. I love being invited back to this show, and I love to share stories that I have thought up or stories I have heard that have to do with the message that you are all going to be talking about today. Now, I know you are going through the book of Proverbs. Very interesting book. Lots of things about how humans can work together, how they can communicate, how they can think and make decisions. Very good, very good. So I heard that you were going through Proverbs chapter 11 about the generous man and the not generous man. So I put a little story together. Now the story is kind of based off of, I'll tell you after I am done, it is based off of a Christmas story called The Christmas Carol. This one is called The Miserly Man and the Generous Man. Okay, so the miserly man keeps everything for himself. He does not share what he has. He does not help others in need. He is only worried about himself and the things he has. Now, the generous man, he is helpful to others. He shares what he has to those in need, and he's always around to help people, not just by giving them money, but also giving them his time. Okay, next picture. So here we go. The miserly man says, "This is my money. These are my things. They are mine. I will not share them. I will not help you. I've earned this. It is mine. No one else's." Now, the generous man, he has worked hard for his things too, but he also says, "I will help you. I will do what I can to support those in need because I also have experienced times of trouble and I want others to help me as I have been helped." Okay, next one. So, at the end of days, or when life has come to its last chapter, the miserly man sits on his big pile of money. But he is all alone. He has no one in which to talk to. He has no one in which to help him if he ever needed anything. His money will not give him support or love. He cannot do much with it. And when he has passed on, the money does not pass on with him. Whereas the generous man has friends and family, and although he may not be as rich as the miserly man, He is rich in heart and life. He is rich in friendship and family and love. And he has people around him who will support him no matter what, because he has also supported them. Okay, last page. And so I ask, whose reward is greater, the miserly man or the generous man? Now you could put that down. Eva, whose reward is greater?
The generous man.
The generous man. I agree. Even if he does not have as much money as the miserly man, he has so much love from those people in his life who have been cared for by him. Do you agree, Amelia? I am so glad I have you two in my life to help me, because otherwise I do not have long enough arms to hold the pictures that I need to show everyone. Yes. All right. Thank you so much for having me. I hope you are all well. I love you all. I will see you all next time. Oh, squishies. Thank you. Here we go.
Okay,
Bye-bye. Here you go. Oh, thank you.
All right. That gobbler, he sure is a fun one. He knows exactly how to create a good story to help us understand things.
I'm fine.
You're fun too. Oh, my goodness, yes. Very fun. I like you. And Gobbler does too. And that story was kind of similar to The Christmas Carol, if you've all heard or seen that or read it. It was a book by Charles Dickens, and it's been turned into many movies and many plays. And we talk about Ebenezer Scrooge, who is a miserly old man who doesn't help anyone, who doesn't care about anyone. And then his poor worker, Bob Cratchit, who doesn't have much in regards to wealth or money, but he is rich with family and love. So I think Professor Gobbler was inspired by The Christmas Carol when he put that little story together about the miserly man and the generous man, right? Okay, well, we've had some good proverbs today. We have learned, I'm going to scoot you over here, Mark. We have learned about being the type of person to ask questions when you get information from people to make sure that that what they're saying is truthful and honest. And we also learned about how important it is to live generously and to not hoard things and keep them to yourself, because that will not bring true happiness. So those are the two proverbs that we focused on today. And I thought, well, Amelia said that she wanted to sing The Wise Man and the Foolish Man, which is one of our songs that we've sung recently. And I decided that we're going to sing that, and we're going to sing two versions of it. We're going to sing the normal one. Then we're going to sing one called The Miserly Man and the Generous Man to go along with Professor Gobbler's little story. So first we'll sing the one that you all know with those words. And then it's pretty easy. You can follow along with me when I change the words up a little bit. But first, we're going to do our Get Up and Move song. Amelia, can you help me get up and move? Or are you just going to suck on your knee? Yummy knee. All right, I'm going to move this chair over. And I need that chair for my guitar playing. I need somewhere to rest my guitar. Ava, you're just in time to get up and move.
Yay.
All right. Okay. All righty. Let's move so we can see Ava too. It's time to get up and move. Get out of your chair. Bring your arms up high and wave them to the sky. Then you bend down low and touch your toes. Come on, everybody. Come on and move your body. Next we'll do some frog hops. Hippity, 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 hippity hop. Then we'll bring our arms up high and wave them to the sky. Then we'll turn in a circle and jump up and down. Jump up and down. It's time to get up and move. Get out of your chair. Bring your arms up high and you bend down low and touch your toes. Come on, everybody. Come on and move your body. Next we'll do some frog hops. Hippity, 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 hippity hop. Then wave your arms in the air and turn around. Then we'll do some jumping jacks now. Come on, everybody. Come on, move your body. All right, now we'll do the wise man and the foolish man. The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock. The wise man built his house upon the rock, and the rains came tumbling down. Yes, the rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. But the rock on the hill stood, house on the rock stood firm. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand. The foolish man built his house upon the sand, and the rains came tumbling down. Yes, the rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up, and the house on the sand went splash. Now we're gonna do the miserly man and the generous man. Follow along. The miserly man. How did we do it? Oh yes. The miserly man kept all his stuff. The miserly man kept all his stuff. The miserly man kept all his stuff, and the rains came tumbling down. Yes, the rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up, and the miserly man was all alone. The generous man helped others. The generous man helped others. The generous man helped others. Then the rain came tumbling down. Yes, the rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up. The rains came down and the floods came up, and the generous man had friends. Nice.
I know how we have friends. They just all sing together.
Yeah. So let's say you have a flood. The generous man's friends came to help him out. Whereas there was a flood, the miserly man did not have anyone to help him. So that was a new version of that song.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we talked about a lot of good things today. A few more updates to you before we say adieu. Adieu is French for goodbye. I want to remind you that we don't have any more Zoom Kids get-togethers until September. Last week was our last one, and it was fun to see everyone. And it will be fun to get back together in September when we resume our programming. I'm going to have about a month where I'm not doing this stuff so that I can prepare for our Sunday school and all that other good things. With that, next Wednesday is our last family connection until September. Like I said, I'm going to be taking a break, and it's going to feel weird not being here every Wednesday with you, but I'm just taking about a month off so I can get us all prepared. There is going to be a cool surprise when we get back together on Wednesdays in September. I'm not saying anything else, but it's going to be fun, and it's going to be a surprise, and we'll see if you guys can guess what it is, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep it a secret so you can look forward to it when we get back together. So that next Wednesday is our last Wednesday together for a few weeks. And then we'll get back together in September. I really like you all, and I'm going to really look forward to getting things set up and getting the fall program ready and new things, exciting things, and we'll stay in touch other ways. But let us end our time with a word of prayer. I want to say thank you to Ava and thank you to Amelia for your help today. You are always very helpful, and I enjoy having you here. I enjoy you all joining us, and I will say a quick word of prayer, and then we'll finish with our goodbye song with you. So, Dear Lord, thank you that we can all be here together. And thank you that we've had such nice connections as we've been taking our Wednesdays online. Help us to be enjoying this month of August and looking forward to new things coming in September. And even though it might be different, it doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. We'll stay connected in the best ways that we can. Help us to be good helpers and good listeners this week. And help us to move into this new month with good attitude and all different proverbs that we've been learning about. Keep them close into our hearts. And all God's children said, Amen. Nice hair, Amelia.
Thanks.
All right, so let's finish our time with the With You song. Woo, woo. All right. Of course, I got my cord all messed up. There we go. Okay. The clouds are in the sky, but they are not as high as I am. The frogs, they hop and hop, and they never stop like me. I think of all the things I've done and all the things to do. It's so good to be alive. It's so good to be alive with you. Let's do it again. The clouds are in the sky, but they are not as high as I am. The frogs, they hop and hop, and they never stop like me. I think of all the things I've done and all the things to do. It's so good to be alive. It's so good to be alive with you. We miss you all and we love you all. Have a good week, and we will meet you back here next Wednesday for our final get together. Until then, peace.
Bye.
Bye.